Vietnam era. It was one of the first generation of attack helicopters, specially produced for just doing that mission. Before that, they would mount guns and missiles on helicopters.
Yeah.
But the Cobra was designed to engage troops on the ground as well as tanks.
Okay.
It carried a machine gun controlled by the gunner in the front,
Okay.
pilot in the back seat.
Oh.
The round tube you see with the 7 holes
Yes.
are unguided missiles.
Unguided missiles.
It's just like artillery. You point at it, you shoot it, and you hope you hit what you shot at. The odd-looking launcher outside of it, though, with the 8 holes, 4 holes here and 4 others, those are tows. Those are guided missiles.
Oh, okay.
But for a helicopter, they're guided rather strangely. When you fire the missile, it trails a wire.
Okay.
It's connected to the front gunner. He keeps crosshairs on the target. It transmits the signals through the wire to the missile, guiding it to the target. So you could see the missile turn and go wherever the target's going to hit it. Except you're flying a helicopter, it's trailing a wire behind it. Now we use them on, today we use the different attack helicopter, the Apaches. It uses a laser guided missile. So you shine a laser from another aircraft or even a guy on the ground, and it'll check the reflected energy. We still use tows, but we mount them on tanks and Humvees. They're not as sensitive about trailing the wire behind it.
So they have like thermal sensing missile guiding system, or is it like the laser guided?
The lasers, right now we do. Instead of being self-guided, the radar doesn't do you any good when you're in ground attack because you're shooting at very short ranges. As well, the newest Apaches you'll see has a turret on top. It has a radar mast, so they can actually see the targets, and they'll highlight it and then they'll shoot it. But it's not actually a guided missile like you normally see on the aircraft, engaging other aircraft. For one thing, it's slow moving. What you really don't want is a Mach 5 missile in a 30-mile-an-hour truck.
Definitely not.
It just doesn't get. You can't in the ranges. Now, if you look, when you see this, and you can look at the observation helicopter on the far side, looks like you could put that one inside of this one because it carried the armament.
This is the observation vehicle? Observation vehicle?
The little green one by the door. It's an observation helicopter.
Okay.
So the idea being is this one would dive, and because you get shot at when you're shooting at people, if you look at the body of it, it's very narrow. It's designed so that when it attacks as fast as a helicopter can go.
Oh, okay.
Helicopters are actually restricted. You can't go faster than 256 miles an hour normally.
Oh, okay. Is it till now, or it is an? Is it till now 256 maximum?
They still use it. They've got some going a little faster than that, but they have to do really fancy things to it. Basically, it becomes not really a helicopter because you get faster. The tips of the blades, one of them going into the wind is producing lift. The one on the coming away from it doesn't. It makes the helicopters want to roll.
Oh, okay.
Secondly, by going that fast, the tips of the blades start going supersonic, and you'll get shock waves, and you can actually break the blades. So, if you look at Airbus and Sikorsky, who have 2 different ones, they're using
Sikorsky, it's an Russian
helicopter.
Russian.
No, it's America's.
Oh,
Russian name, American company.
Oh, okay.
They use a big rotor, like a propeller on the back, pushing it. Airbus built one to do it, and he's got, where the spar bar here, he's got 2 large turbine engines on the outside turning propellers to push him forward too. If you look at the Osprey, the VC-22, the new helicopter that we're flying, they tilt.
Okay.
So the engines and the rotors tilt up when he wants to take off like a helicopter, and then when he wants to fly, they tilt forward like propellers. He can go better than 300 knots.
Okay, got it.
The idea is he prohibits the idea by turning them into propellers instead of rotors.
Okay, that's great. That's great. How much mileage it will give for an full tank?
You don't really get mileage because the way all the aircraft here, you figure a tank in time. And it's like this one when he's running full tanks.
Okay, I will keep it in simple way.
About an hour and a half.
Okay, so if you fill the tank, it will just fly only hour and a half.
About an hour and a half.
Okay. We are much addicted to fuel mileage.
The other aspect too is depends on how high. If you fly at a very high elevation in the mountains, you have to use more power.
Okay.
As you use more power, you burn more gas. It's like driving your car uphill.
Okay.
You use a lot of gas coming downhill. You use a lot of gas going uphill.
Okay.
So this is the same thing holds true in airplanes.
Okay, got it.
And if you're going really, really fast, you have to burn a lot of gas instead of being in economy. So it's one of the reasons if you look at a car, if you got cruise control, you get better gas mileage because it stays at the same speed RPM. Everything makes the engine and the physics happy.
Okay, got it. Wow, it had a lot of history behind it.
Well, this is also unique in a different way. This is the only Army helicopter in America that isn't named after an Indian, American Indian. The little one over here is called a Kiowa. The new attack helicopter is called an Apache. This one's called a Cobra. It was named after a snake.
Yes. This one is a Cobra.
Yeah. Well, they figured with the narrow fuselage and the pointy face, it looks like the head of a cobra. So they named it after that. But when we replaced it with the Apache, we went back to naming it after Indians.
Oh. Video update.